Hey guys, let's do this again. I want to do a little follow up on my setup. Basically, want y'all guys to know where I'm at in my setup, what my setup is, and how I got there. So let's finish up on. I never did get to the droop. Guys, I set my front droop at 100 and my rear droop at 119 millimeters. Now, how I do that is get the gauge, center point to center point of your shot, or your eye, right there. Now, why we do this, it's very important because on tracks that are bumpy, and these are not tracks that have big jumps. Those are not considered bumpy tracks. We're talking about tracks with potholes and, around the corners where it's just eating out holes real bad. That's when we're going to extend our droop. That's what we call that, the droop. We'll extend that. But for smooth tracks, no matter really how big the jumps are, smooth tracks, we lower our droop. And that's why we race, So, to back up a little bit, now that I got that out of the way, the other thing was we talked about the camber. Never did talk about the caster. Caster is when the wheels turn either way and how much they lean in. Most kits come with 16 degree. That's pretty basic. You really never change. If you try to change, especially on a bigger track, when I say bigger track, we race on pretty small tracks and we don't change it, but I'm talking a real small track, you may change that because it'll become more darty. So that's what happens there. So I run 16 there. So the droop. So basically I gave you all the numbers of where I'm at on my setup as far as that goes. So I started racing a couple months ago, and I basically set my car up smooth. I run the Reds clutch, low engagement, 5-port motor, smooth exhaust, because I was going back at racing, so I didn't know how aggressive the track is as far as grip. I could only look at it and guess, but after a lot of years, it was like, hey, I gotta go figure this out. So in my last video, we talked about the diffs and how I've got to where I'm at now. So my car, I work from getting the car where it's nice and drivable and it can handle the power, and it's what I call in the track. When the car is in the track, when I first started, it was not in the track. Had good balance, but didn't feel like it was in the track gripping good. So then I got it where it was gripping good, but the balance came off. So now I made some few adjustments. I want to go a little lighter on the sway bar in the back. That's gonna help me out there, give me a little bit more roll. And so with that being said, the car is hooking up better. So now I'm ready to advance and more speed, hunting for speed, a little bit more power. And not that this engine don't have power, guys, not meaning that, meaning torque. Now I can put more power to the ground is what I'm trying to do now. Now that the car's hooking up better, I want to put more power to the ground. And the way I'm going to do that is, I don't like to change too many things, but I'm pretty experienced at this, so I think the track's going to handle it. Saying experienced, I've been racing on this track for a couple months now, so I'm pretty familiar with it, and I think I know what it'll do. So last week I added the X1 pipe, the torque pipe. great improvement. So I was like, okay, it handled the track handled the low torque. Let's see what else we can do. So this week, when I started off, like I said, I ran a standard, smooth, and as non-radical, I should say, aggressive setup on my clutch and engine. Like I said, I ran the smooth pipe. The clutch is on the low engagement. So now I added the torque pipe. Last week, helped it out a whole bunch. So I also started out with a regular stock 6mm Venturi, 6.5. So I changed the pipe last week. I want to change the clutch to high grip, which is going to make the springs tighter. Take a little longer to expand. The RPM's going to come up in the engine a little bit, and it's going to hit a little harder when it comes in, which I think the track will hold it. But I'm also changing the Venturi to 7.5, and I hope I don't overpower. I usually like to make only one change, but I'm pretty confident I can. The track's going to hold it. So I want to switch haven't done it yet, but I am going to switch the clutch over to high grip, so the stall will come up a little bit more in the engine and hit a little harder. And putting a little bigger Venturi in it to get a little more overall horsepower. So anyway, that's where we're at. That's what we're trying this weekend. And, guys, you just can't throw the kitchen sink at it. Let me try this, let me try that. You can't get lost. When you go out to the track, these are the guys that are trying to go racing, and, maybe some of the guys that's been racing a few months, but just are all over the place. Racing, you cannot be all over the place. You have to take notes. You have to remember what you did. You cannot throw the kitchen sink at it. You can't make a whole bunch of changes. You just can't do that. What I recommend, go to the stock settings off what it says in the box. Go talk to some racers. Don't try anything radical. Start trying the basic setups. And then when you talk to a couple of the racer guys, try their setup, a little bit of it, not everything. Pick and choose what you want to try that week and try it. And if that works for you, leave it. Find somewhere else you want to work on. Work on that. If it works for you, leave it. If it don't, try something different. But guys, changing all these manifolds, different pipes, blah, 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 you're getting lost. The best way to do this, if you want to become a racer, in the quickest and simplify it, you have to simplify this. Run the exhaust the manufacturer says. Go to these one pieces. It simplifies a lot of things. Torque, smooth. And they might have a high-end pipe. I don't even look at them. I don't think anybody looks at them. And if it was, I'd put an on-road pipe on there if I wanted to do that. But that's not what we're trying to accomplish. So, X1 torque, smooth pipe, either one. Go with the manufacturing that they recommend. Keep it simple. What else is there? I guess that's about it. I just wanted to give y'all an update on the changes.